What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Dream Scott Fitness Podcast Radio Show. Coming to you with a quick episode on fear. And more importantly, we're talking about fuck your fears and letting go of all the shit that is holding you back in your life from all the amazing things you truly want to accomplish. So if you're watching on IGTV, Facebook, YouTube, I'm going to read through my show notes here so I don't get lost. And this holds just as true as the day I wrote it about 7 years ago when I made a major mental shift in my life to become the person you're listening to today. And the infographic I have here is on fear, and it says fear has two meanings. One, forget everything and run, or two, face everything and rise. And that's how we can view fear. And I believe the choice is yours. And having fear is normal, at least in the way that we've created inside of our brains today. And everybody has fears. We have them today, we might have them tomorrow, next week, next month. And I think it's okay to have certain reservations in life, but not to the point of where it's really, drowning you in what you're trying to do with life. Because most of your fears are not real. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we're born with two natural, kind of innate fears. And that's the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. That means all the other fears are not natural. They're products of our environment or stories we've told ourselves from past experiences or shit that we're holding on to, that we're carrying with us in our lives. And we're trying to move forward, but the weight of those fears, it's too heavy for us to make any progress. So understanding that fear is an unnatural emotion that we've created in our egos and our minds to keep us safe. And if you guys have listened to my stuff for any amount of time on the podcast, you've heard me say this before, the walls we build up to protect us also imprison us. The walls we build up to protect us, they also imprison us. So understanding that fear is not a natural emotion, and unfortunately we've created it in our minds sometimes to keep us safe from, taking risks and chances, but what it's also doing, it's stunting our growth. Because being safe always isn't the best scenario for us to learn, to develop, and to grow. Because almost all the amazing shit you guys have ever accomplished in your life came from being outside of your comfort zone, from having some resistance. Just like how you guys grow in the gym. When we squat, when we push, when we press, when we move, it's that resistance and it's that fight inside of us that makes us grow and become stronger and move better and feel better. Same thing works for our relationships, for our careers, and basically everything in our life. And so to make the most of your life, you have to kind of face your fears head on and know that most of them only exist between the ears. And when you reach a point, and again, I think it's okay to have some natural reservation before taking chances and risks. But what it's not natural is when you have this fear in your life and inside of your mind that's crippling you from moving forward, from making progress and reaching all the goals you guys are trying to achieve in your life. And many of us have, the normal fears of failing, of giving up, of coming up short, of maybe ridicule, of being judged by friends and family and coworkers and peers. And a lot of people are even afraid to post videos on the internet or say certain things because people will judge them, and there's the fear of that. But there's a lot of people who also fear success, which oddly enough, I've been in the same boat as well. And I once feared all the same things like you guys. I once feared change. I once feared new things. I feared being social. Still probably do a little bit. Feared public speaking, which 0% of that now, which is an amazing thing. When you fear something and you kick the shit out of it, and all of a sudden you don't have it anymore, the amount of power you feel inside of that and the positive momentum it creates in your life is almost unparalleled to anything else. And so that's why I'm harping on this so hard. I also once feared being alone. I feared graduating college and having to get a real job because I'm like, this won't be as fun as my normal life was. I feared getting on stage, and then when I had one corporate job, I feared quitting that and starting my own business. I feared moving across the country. I feared leaving the country for the first time, for that matter. And when I started, this business, and I reached what I consider any level of success, which to me is being happy and being able to run my own day, I feared, can I do this all on my own? Can I keep this train rolling, or is it going to come to, a crashing halt? I'm going to fail and have to go back to eating shit in the corporate world, is how I viewed it. And now that I've moved past it, I'm getting closer to a decade from that point, I realized that all the fear was completely bullshit. It was fake. It was imaginary. It never manifested into anything real in my entire life. And the fear of it, that purgatory state of anxiety and stress and fear and worry that I was creating inside my mind, was 1,000 times worse than anything in the reality that ever came to life. So what I'm saying is 99% of all the shit that I worried about, none of it ever happened. None of it ever showed up. I was living in this imaginary fear, stress, anxiety-riddled prison in my fucking brain, making myself almost physically sick at some points, which is insanity. And that's why I'm talking to you guys today. And I'm going to read a quote here. I don't know if Steve Jobs said it, but his graphics on it, so I'm going to roll with it. And the quote is this: Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life, because almost everything, all the external expectations, all the pride, all the fear, all the embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. And I believe that that's obviously the beauty of life, is knowing that it's not going to go on forever. So we have a sense of urgency to, get after it and enjoy each day, hopefully. But how can you enjoy each day if you're fearing 97 bad things down the road? You can't. So you have to be honest with yourself. What do you guys fear? Ask the real questions. What's the worst thing that can happen to me from this fear? What's the best outcome from this fear? What will happen if I take action? What will happen if I take no action? And is the actual worrying about the problem worse than the problem itself? So you have to own your fake fear. And that's why I call it fake, because it's yours to own. You have to write it down, share it with your, with a friend, family member, share it with the world, face it head on, just say, fuck it, dude. And, any biggest, accomplishments I've had, any personal success, if you will, has been wrapped in fear. It's been wrapped in resistance and stress, and I had to do something to get past it. And I think if you guys look at your life and you reverse engineer all the amazing shit you've done, because I'm sure there's a lot of it, it's all been wrapped in fear. And I'll mention again, there's only the two innate natural fears, loud noises and falling. So if it's not those two, you're creating it up here. And anything else we're fearing, it's not real. We're manifesting it in ourselves. And you have to stop fearing it, and you have to actually live your life. And if you want a smoking hot body, if you want six-pack abs, if you want an amazing new kick-ass career, if you want to get that degree, if you want to travel the world, if you want to write a book, if you want to do X, Y, Z, don't let the fear of failure or falling short or even success hold you back. It's bullshit. Today is the day that we have to all kind of wake the fuck up and say, fuck our fears, because they're not real. And I'll leave you with a quote here from the movie Shawshank Redemption. If you guys have seen it 1,000 times, hopefully I have. Andy Dufresne is talking to Red, and they're stuck in prison, and they kind of he gets to what I call the fuck it point of his life, and you make a choice. And he says, you get busy living or you get busy dying. And to me, living a life where you're alive and you're breathing, but you're afraid to try almost everything because of judgment, because of someone's comment, because of somebody's going to say something to you, or you might come up short, or you have to explain the reason why it did or didn't work out, or whatever the thing is that's holding you back, you're already dead, in my opinion. You're not really living a life. You're just going through the motions. And again, this isn't a dress rehearsal. You're not going to get to do this life over again. So and that's why I get to the point again. I once was like you guys. I was worried people were going to say things. Oh, you're going to start a fitness business. You're an idiot. This is before the internet, right? So I have a fitness Facebook page, and people are like, you're a complete dipshit. You're a loser. And the comments I would hear and say, and it's like, 12, 15 years later, look at me now. But the point is, I feared all those same things, all the judgment. What I realized is this: one, those things are fake. They're not real. And number two, we're not that important as individuals. I'm not saying your life isn't important, because you guys are amazing, you're gifted, you have a lot of awesome shit you can give back to the world. But if you're afraid to do it, we're never going to get the benefit from it. But number two, we're also busy and wrapped up with our own lives. Nobody is sitting and worrying to comment and try to drag you down and talk shit about your life, because we all have our own stuff to deal with. So what I'm saying is, do what I did. Let all the shit go. Don't worry about failing. Don't worry about coming up short. Don't worry about fucking judgment and the things people are going to say, because failure is the greatest learning tool you're going to have. And even if you quote unquote fail towards the goal the first time, there's always a second chance and a third chance and a fourth chance. And every day you get a gift to wake up and breathe and move is another chance for you guys to give it a try and to get it right and to do something different and to learn from the things that didn't work the first time to help you to move forward in the future. So let me do this in this moment. You guys just say, fuck fear once and for all. And I promise if you can do that, if you can get past the shit inside your ears and your head that is holding you back, it can change your life, not only today, but every single day moving forward. So any questions you guys have for me on this or anything else you want to hear on the podcast or these videos, tag me, comment below, and share this with a friend, family member who wants to do something, who wants to take a chance, who wants to live their life, and they have potential, they're gifted, they're a fucking rock star and they're amazing, but the shit between their ears is what's holding them back, and there's nothing else. If you're in iTunes right now, stop. Don't be a lazy ass. Drop me a 5-star. Leave a comment. I truly do appreciate it. And share this with friends and family and tell them it's the greatest podcast in the world. I would truly appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And the cascade effect you guys have by sharing a video like this that will help somebody else goes far beyond your reach can ever imagine. And until next time, you guys, eat well, train hard, be nice to people, and please Keep doing shit you love with people you enjoy because your life is too short not to. I'll talk to you guys soon. And once and for all, fuck your fears. Let them go. They're not real. And I promise if you do, it can change everything. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.